Hello and welcome to Inside Africa. I'm Zain Verjee reporting from London. The south bank of the River Thames is now one of the most vibrant and exciting cultural locations in the City of London. And this week it's going to be playing host to an international African film festival, Film Africa. It's only been around for 3 years. It's a relative newcomer, but it does have a big task ahead. And that is to showcase contemporary African cinema and bring it to a wider, more international audience. It's lights, camera, action at Film Africa 2013. This 10-day festival celebrates the best in African cinema. Filmmakers, actors and industry insiders from across the continent use the festival as a platform for their creative work and individual cultures. To get an idea of the event's goals, I spoke with Film Africa's curator, Susie Gillett. Tell us a little bit about the festival.
So Film Africa has been running for 3 years. It was brought together by Royal African Society 3 years ago, and then this year they on Facebook I saw an announcement for they needed a curator, and I like, in my lifetime I didn't think that job would come up, and I applied and got the job in June, but had to deliver the festival program by the 1st of September. So
well, congratulations!
So thank you very much. So when they say run a festival, they mean run.
What makes this festival so exciting?
It's the biggest African film festival in Britain, and Britain is, I mean, London is the most multicultural city in the world, and we have this kind of incredible population, and so to be able to bring these films to a London audience is one of the most thrilling things.
You've been doing African film for like 20 years. What do you see as kind of a transformation over the years and what we're going to see this time?
So I think, I mean, what's been incredibly exciting is the number of films that have been produced everywhere. So there's been a kind of upsurge in production based on probably digital, the advent of digital, and beyond those constraints of sort of European financing. So you find that there's much more of a kind of autonomous feeling of people making films themselves by hook or by crook.
What about the themes? I mean, are you seeing sort of typical African themes that we're accustomed to, or is there something like revolutionary, new, exciting? What content-wise?
I never program a festival following a kind of preconceived idea of themes. So basically you watch films and things come through. We've programmed bonfires and revolutions because there are a group of films that are considering post-revolution in a kind of cathartic way or a post-traumatic stress way. We've been through a revolution, we've been through conflict, we've been through civil war. What happens now?
When you look at, say, in other parts of the world and here in the UK, there's a huge African diaspora. What kind of influence does the African diaspora have on filmmaking in Africa today?
There's a constant movement between the continent and here, and I think the filmmakers are, in dialogue. Many francophone directors are either based in Paris, shoot films at home, or I think Europe. There's a constant conversation going on, which means that films are made also with an audience here in mind. So that there's definitely a local market, but then there are also films that a London audience would enjoy.
Film Africa is a great conduit for the world of African cinema. After all, it's touted as the UK's largest African film festival, but making those films isn't without its problems. There are two challenges African filmmakers face. One is distribution and one is breaking into the international market like that. What would be your advice?
I mean, it's not just African cinema. Distribution is a problem. There's a bottleneck. There's a huge amount of production, and there's nowhere for anyone to go. And so at the moment, nobody's been able to monetize VOD. That's a discussion that goes on in Europe, that goes on in Africa. And so still, it's the cinemas are holding back or deciding what is